The digital workshop methodology is an approach to training developed by ITC SME Trade Academy. It combines instructional design principles and the use of digital technologies to create high-quality learning experiences for in-person workshops. The methodology is expressed in the form of a digital presentation that encases the structure and content of a workshop. It determines the sequence and timing of the workshop's activities by providing a framework to deliver content and run interactive exercises. A digital workshop is divided into sessions of 3 hours. 2 sessions, therefore, make up a one-day workshop. Each session addresses one learning objective. A workshop of 4 sessions, 2 days, therefore has 4 learning objectives. A typical session is divided into the following activities: a leading question, a video presentation, approximately 15 minutes, a knowledge check, a discussion question, and an exercise. Let's look at each of them in turn. An opening or leading question is designed to set up the session. This question aims to set expectations, promote inquiry, and introduce the objective of the session. A video presentation is designed to present content in an effective way. Since a single 15-minute video contains as much content as a 4 to 5-minute PowerPoint presentation, the use of videos allows more time for discussion and interactivity within a digital workshop. By removing the need for the workshop trainer to also be a presenter, it ensures a uniform quality of presentation for learners whenever and wherever the workshop is delivered. A knowledge check is a set of interactive, closed questions that are answered by the group, facilitated by the trainer. The knowledge check is designed to highlight and reinforce the key learning points of the video presentation. A discussion question is a carefully worded question prompt that aims to stimulate interaction between participants. The question is phrased in such a way so that participants can express their opinion, have opposing views, and grapple with the topic at hand. It is an opportunity for participants to share their experiences related to the topic, thereby contributing to peer learning and contextualization. An exercise can take many forms. It can be done on an individual or group basis. Often, it consists of a case study or scenario, accompanied by questions that aim to enable participants to apply the new understanding they have gained through knowledge checks and discussions. When followed correctly, the digital workshop methodology brings several benefits. It provides a pedagogically sound workshop design and structure. It ensures the efficient and effective delivery of content. It ensures high levels of interaction between the trainer and participants, and it ensures consistency in the delivery when scaled. Have you heard of the Socratic method? It is a method of teaching inspired by the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates that focuses on questioning and dialogue as a means of attaining knowledge. Instead of just giving learners information, the Socratic method involves asking a series of questions to get learners talking and thinking for themselves. It is a way of learning that is more like a conversation than a lecture. Rather than memorizing facts, it prompts learners to express their own ideas and understand the topic at hand. Today, this kind of teaching method is often used in higher education to help students develop critical thinking skills. The digital workshop methodology also makes use of the Socratic method through its emphasis on interaction and questions across knowledge checks, exercises, and discussions. Knowledge checks and exercises use what are called second-level questions. Unlike first-level questions, which are simple questions designed to test basic understanding of a concept, second-level questions require a participant to interpret or analyze a topic. For example, what are the trade finance options available in your country that you think are useful to small exporters? Second-level questions are inference-based. This means a participant must be able to apply their thoughts to concepts they already know in order to understand what is being implied. Discussions use what are called third-level questions, whose aim is to promote debate, exploration, and reflection. Third-level questions are where true insight is tested. These questions expose how a participant sees themselves in relation to the topic. Third-level questions show the fears or desires of the participant. They help participants to see how the topic helps them. For example, which of the trade finance options available in your country could work for your company's exports? Do you think your company would qualify for such options? As a trainer, you need to remember that questions are your main tool to facilitate learning during a digital workshop. As such, it is important that you not only respect the pedagogy and ask the questions faithfully as they have been written, but also take the time to understand what purpose each question in the workshop is trying to achieve. You will find this information in your trainer guide. A digital workshop has the following components: a trainer guide, a participant workbook, the workshop page, and a driver assistant. Trainer guides describe each of the digital presentations, the purpose of the different activities, the learning points, and the feedback that needs to be provided. By following your trainer guide carefully, you can deal with each of the discussions, knowledge checks, and exercises in a pedagogically effective manner. Participants are provided with workbooks, which are structured as a scaled-down versions of trainer guides, provided in either printed or digital format. They include key information covered in the workshop, as well as spaces to take notes and enter their personal responses to discussions, knowledge checks, and exercises. The workshop page is set up on a virtual learning space. On it, you can report attendance to your workshops, run assessments and evaluations, and issue certificates to participants. It also serves as a repository of workshop information, digital copies of participant workbooks, and other supporting materials. Finally, the digital presentation needs to be driven. While not strictly necessary, as a trainer, you will find that conducting effective digital workshops is much easier if you are supported by an assistant, commonly called a driver. Their role is to sit in front of the class and control the digital presentation, including by inputting answers provided during knowledge checks and digital presentations. This frees you up to focus on facilitating the workshop. As a trainer, keep in mind that your role is to facilitate learning, rather than being the centerpiece of the workshop. A traditional training workshop usually involves a trainer speaking too much. With a facilitation mindset, this is reduced. Doing this correctly involves understanding the differences between being a presenter and a facilitator as follows. Presenting. The presenter does the majority of the talking. They are the star of the show. Participants are mainly passive. Their role is to listen and understand the information being presented. The presenter asks first-level questions. The presenter considers the workshop a success if the participants respond well in quizzes and course evaluations. Facilitating. The participants do most of the talking. The facilitator directs conversations and interactions. Participants are active. Their role is to share their own knowledge and experience around the topic being covered. The facilitator asks second and third level questions. The facilitator considers the workshop a success if the participants were able to contribute to the content of the course and claim to have learned from one another. The importance of timekeeping. As a trainer, you need to remain in control of your workshop at all times. Accurate timekeeping is a good way of doing this while simultaneously building confidence. Trainers who rigorously stick pre-agreed timings make participants feel more at ease. Overly long or delayed sessions, on the other hand, tend to cause frustration. Discussions. To start a discussion, state, for the next number of minutes, we are going to have a discussion. You must then read, word for word, the question on the slide. Then, allow the participants some time to answer the question. Do not be afraid of a bit of silence. If there are no comments, encourage participants to speak up or point out someone and ask them if they have an opinion. Reassure the participants that there are no right or wrong answers. Once participants begin to comment, listen to what they have to say, and then reflect it back to them in a short summary statement. The driver will then input this into the slide. The summary statement should be short, but must still reflect the participants' contribution. This process is continued until sufficient contributions have been received within the time allotted. At this point, instruct the driver to click on Verify. Recommended discussion points will appear on the slide. To conclude the discussion, briefly go through the discussion points and compare them to the participants' contributions. Provide comments on the participants' input and highlight any divergences with the recommended points. You will find information in your trainer guide to assist you in doing this. Knowledge checks. Knowledge checks are second-level questions to test conceptual understanding of a topic. They are designed as a group exercise. To conduct a knowledge check, read the question out loud, including the different answer options. Then, get a consensus answer from the participants. Your driver will select the answer option chosen by the participants on the slide and will verify whether it is correct or incorrect. A question feedback explaining the answer will then appear on the digital presentation slide. If the consensus was incorrect, you should briefly go over this feedback and explain the correct answer. Exercises. Exercises are described in full in the participant workbook. These usually include a scenario and set out a number of questions that require decisions or written actions. Participants need time, as allocated in the digital presentation, to do the exercises in their workbooks. You may allow the participants to form groups to do the exercises. Once the time is up, invite a participant to present their answers. Your driver will then click the Submit button on the slide to reveal the feedback. Similarly to the knowledge checks, go through the feedback and clear up any misunderstandings. Conclusion. That's it. You should now have a clear understanding of the digital workshop methodology. During your training of trainer sessions, you will get the opportunity to practice implementing this methodology using the videos, knowledge checks, discussions, and exercises that have been prepared. We hope you find the upcoming sessions useful and rewarding. And don't forget, if you have any questions or doubts, do not hesitate to ask your ITC Master Trainer for their advice.